Hi, Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Jadila Nur Atika. So for our group, I would like to present about the healthcare industry. Basically, a healthcare industry is a whole of society approach to health and well-being centered on the needs and the preference of the individuals, families, and communities. In healthcare, we ensure people to receive comprehensive care ranging from promotion and prevention to treatment, rehabilitation, and palliative care, and also it is feasible to people's everyday environment. So, for our clinic, we aim to create a better health services for all along by the reason by the World Health Organization, they has identified 5 key elements to achieve the goal, which is the first is reducing exclusion and social disparities in health, organizing health services around people's needs and expectations, integrating health into all sectors, pursuing collaborative models of policy dialogue, and also increasing stakeholder participation. Let's now proceed with our organizational chart. We have the Chief Executive Officer CEO, Chief Medical Officer CMO, Chief Financial Officer CFO, Chief Operation Officer COO, and also the Chief Information Officer, which is the CFO. Next, we will proceed to our business impact analysis. These are 11 of our business functions. I will explain to you in brief with the business process. So our first business function is the facilities and security. We are we are aimed taking care of the patients, organizing fast admission for emergency patient, and also we have the expert doctors. And for the customer care, we handle customer problems and also the customer feedback. For the finance, we handle the debt payment, account receivable, account payment, tax payment quarterly, buying important tools, medicine, and also for the salary. And for the marketing sales, we handle the customer sales calls, customer purchase history, and also for the promotion. For the infrastructure, we have the building, place to the treatment, and also the rooms. For the legal compliance, we have the safety of the workers, data privacy, regulatory standards, and also the legal constraint. And for the human resource, we have the expert doctors, employees, staff, expert employees, payroll, training nurse, and also the employee background check. And for the information technology, we handle the personal data of the patients, patient medical history, hardware and software, experts, the stable servers, backup system, such as in cloud, finance, and cost history backup. And for the service, we have the tools and the equipment, expert data, and also the expert nurse. In research and development, we take the feedback from the customers, improve the service system, improve the service standards, remove dishonest employee, learn and improve the process, audit, and also increase the customer satisfaction. And in warehouse, we will pick orders, stores, the medicines, remove expired medicines, store important and emergency medicines, generate new order, and also making warehouse clean and hygiene. So now let's proceed with the requirements for the business recovery. For the facility and the security, we have the trained employee keep the business recovery plan up to date to all employees. For the customer care, we do some upgrades on the feedback that we receive from them. For the marketing sales, we will keep the softwares and the hardware such as the computer up to date, do backup for the data, especially for the customer records regularly, have the alternate site for the existing physical files in other locations. For the finance, we also keep the softwares and hardware use up to date. We do backups on the finance records regularly and have the alternate site for the existing physical files in other locations. For the infrastructure, we do the maintenance of the facility on the schedule, have backup power supply, especially for the medicines, and also do the maintenance on the machines based on the schedule. For the human resource, we hire more employees, more trained employees, keep the feedbacks and complaints that we receive for better enhancement and better changes for the clinic. For the information technology, we also keep the softwares and the hardware use up to date, do backups regularly, and also have the alternate site if there are existing physical files in other locations. We also need to keep the customer records safe, especially on the personal information. For the legal compliance, we keep the guidelines followed by all the employees. We also explain the regulatory standards and train the employees to follow the current regulatory and laws. And for the service, we hired more trained employees and upgrade to any feedbacks and complaints for better enhancement and better changes to the clinic. For the research and development, we also keep the softwares and the hardware use up to date. We do the backups regularly, and also if there is any physical files, we need to have the backup or the alternate site to keep them in either location. For the warehouse, there need to be an ongoing insurance for the warehouse. Also have the backup power supply for the medicines. I will proceed with the resource interdependencies. For the internal, we have two. The first one is supplier for the medicines. The second one is the supplier for the machines and the equipment for the clinic. For external dependencies, we have four. The first one, which is the finance, handle the credit notes and the invoice. Second, which is the service, we handle the customers. And the third one is the marketing and sales. We receive customers that need help services. And the fourth one is the warehouse, where we check the quality of the medicine received by the suppliers and give it to the customers.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Naimal Tarek, and we are doing a project on health industry. My group mates are here. The functions of our healthcare services are facilities and security, customer care, finance, marketing and sales, infrastructure, human resources, information technology, legal compliance, services, research development, and warehousing. So next we have my work was determining impact and determining financial impact and operational impact. So here an impact can be financial, and customer suppliers based, and it can be impacted on employees and staffs, and public relations and credibility. So financial impact: loss of revenues, higher cost, potential legal liabilities with financial penalties. Customer can suffer from the impact to an employees and staff. Here it means that employees and staff can be suffer, and the public relationship can be hampered. So here there are four categories of criticality. One is mission critical, second is vital, third is important, and fourth minor. So finance in my mission critical and vital. The operations, the company's operation can't be operated because these two are critical, most critical, and these two is important, but it can in longer time it will impact. And minor is it can be fixed. It can be could be some minor disruption, but it can be fixed, the recovery time is days or months. So here is the our healthcare business impact. Here are the business function, business process, and criticality. So best we classified business process to and business function. So first is facilities and security. Here, taking care of patients is more mission critical. Power backup, mission critical. Organizing and fast admission of emergency patients important. This is important, critical on critical base. And expert doctors is vital. So here is the customer care. Customer care has two jobs to do. Here same goes for finance. Finance is debt payment, account receivable, account payment, tax payment, quarterly, buying important tools, medicine, and salary. This debt payment is vital, and this to account receivable payment is critical. Medicine is important. Salary is critical because without salary the employees don't work. There are 11 business functions we classify. So there are many business criticality and business processes. So in marketing and sales there are these processes, and infrastructure building, place to treatment, ICU rooms. This is important, vital. Then human resources, expert employees in IT based, payroll, training nurse, and employee background checkup. It is important, but not is mission critical, because the company can run without checking the background of the employee. At the information technology means the IT system of the healthcare industry, of our healthcare industry. Here the personal data, patient personal medical history, hardware and software. I mean PC, computer, experts to run the IT infrastructures, stable server, the backup side of this data, and here the finance and cost story backup. There goes for them. Here the financial impact, how it will impact, how will the any disruption will impact our financially to our healthcare industry. I classified the classified business process and business function with financial impact. Here the operational impact, operation impact, clearly operation impact are impacted by any business disruption. This can be classified and ranked in terms of criticality. On it is on the scenario of impact, what will happen, how will be the impact. It will in cash flow, investor market share, competitive position, customer perception, and employee impact. For our on example, taking care of patients. So in cash flow it will high because they will payment as investor, or if the market share will high, so investor will invest. in market share, it will our company will shine a lot. And here the customer perception will be high and the employee impact will be high. Okay, these are the business functions. Operational impact. Okay. Okay, that's it from me. Assalamu alaikum.
There are three legal impacts. The first one is the warehouse. If there is a misuse of the drugs, which is the medicine, there will be legal impact from the sale of drugs, dangerous drugs, Poison Act, Medicines Act, and also the control of drugs and cosmetic regulations. For the facility and security, if there is a data breach, there will be a disruption by the PDPA regulation, and that explains on the use of the customer information should not be exposed without their consent. And also for the legal compliance, if there are any use of the expired of the license, there will be the Medical Act 1971, and the medical practitioner, which is the doctor, need to be fined, and also they need to register them annually.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noaina Sarah binti Syamsul Sakri, metric number 1624314. So I will be presenting priorities and classifications of business processes and functions, and also recovery time requirements. So first, the priority and classifications of business processes and functions. As a healthcare organization, we may face a mountain of responsibility when it comes to dealing with electronic patient information. For example, one of our business functions, which is information technology, and its business process, personal data of patients, which is the criticality is important. We need to protect the privacy of our patients and ensure the critical data is available to clinicians in the event of disaster. And also we need to comply with the government mandates, and in order to maintain patient care standards and meet the business objective, we need to do it all faster and with a limited capital budget. So the next is recovery time requirement. As we know, disaster and unexpected downtime are a fact of life, and business continuity is important for healthcare organizations. The worse the disaster, the more critical it is for healthcare industry to get back in business quickly with accurate and up-to-date patient records. So, while off-site, offline, or nearline physical media storage will protect data, these solutions offer recovery time objective (RTO) of several hours to several days, and recovery point objective of a day or more depending on our backup schedule. While online backup are the fastest for restore in the event of large disaster, the online backup may likely be lost as well. To mitigate that risk, online cloud backups, while somewhat slower for return on investment, provide protection that may be worth the trade-off depending on the specific requirements.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Alia Natasha and I will be explaining about BCDR plan phases. Basically, there are 5 phases in BCDR plan, which is the first one is activation phases. In the activation phases, the CMT, which is Crisis Management Team, will determine if business continuity plan are activated. Employee will receive appropriate notification such as text messaging saying that the company has been affected by an event. Next, the team leader will call each member of management team and instruct them of what time frame to assemble at the assembly point. They will review the recovery strategy and action plan with the assembled team. They will also need to adjust the assignment of management team that are based on the members available. And the last step, the management team is calling vital personnel and asking them to meet at the alternate venue. When the alternative site is long way or further from the primary site, then the individual can plan their own transportation to the alternative site. Uncritical worker should be advised to remain at home until further notice is issued. Next phases is recovery phases. In these recovery phases, we have decided to broken down into 4 key elements, which is the first one is personnel. The recovery phase of business continuity plans depends on having employees available to carry out the work. During this phase, the management team will need to review which of the employee will join alternate facility and identify which key employee can fulfill their function. Employee with password, access to backup data, and those responsible for executive plan component are essential for starting the recovery phase. Once these employees have established a framework for operation, they can draw in other employee or add new employee if necessary. They will also need to perform risk assessment as it is important to identify who may be at risk and particular hazard. Next is office area. In this office area, they will need to develop and install equipment, furniture, IT infrastructure, or other resources needed for resumption of business in a facility if such resources are not available. The third key point is office equipment. All companies require office equipment to resume the operation. Depending on the damage to the facility, it may be possible to transfer some equipment to the new location. So the company need to review equipment and workspace at alternate location, and if it meets recovery requirement, they will also need to provide office supply to team member as needed. The last key point is business process, which is data. Before begin operating, the company needs business data such as financial information, customer account, supply order, inventory status, and so on. So, the key employee identified in recovery phases have backup copies of software or data or know where the copies are located, unless the organization has remote backup online, so they can just download the copy into new computer in a new facility. After testing and verifying that all software work normally and the required data is consistent, company can restart the operation.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuraini and I will continue on the business continuity phase. For the downtime procedure, all registration form will be manually typed into the system until the system are fully restored. Also, consider to relocate the patient into another place that's safer. And result of the patient can be informed through the telephone. Instead, they go to the clinic. And lastly is review BCDR plan to more understand which mission critical function should be begin to continue the business again. For the equipment and the supplies, identify any equipment or supplies currently in storage that can be used to replace missing or damaged item, and ensure all the employees have the equipment and the supplies to resume their work. Next is maintenance phase. First one is integrate the plan in organization, which is provide a safe working environment in the clinic. implement emergency alert in the event of a disaster, conduct a damage assessment in order to decide the best response and recovery plan possible. And the last one is provide backup storage for data. And for the communication, we need to update the organization chart and the contact number in case of emergency. And also when patient or other visitors are also in the clinic or building when warning is issued, employees should do the procedure properly to ensure that everybody evacuates safely. So the next one is train the employees. Encourage employees to take a proactive approach in identifying potential hazard by promptly reporting them to their supervisors. All employees also required to actively participate in general training, a program that include the educational sections, drills, and exercises that address individual roles and responsibility, emergency response and shutdown procedures. So the main function is to train them is when the actual disaster happened, they already know that their roles, what to do and how to do it. So the next one is annual plan audit. A formal audit of this business continuity plan will be conducted annually, as well as the evaluation and modification after each training exercise. So the function of this audit is to check whether your BCDR plan that you plan are effective enough for your organization. So everything, anything that in your plan will be changes in the policy or the procedure. So all the personnel will be briefed of every time the changes or modification have been made to the plan. BCDR appendices. This is the example of business impact analysis template that you can use for your organization. The next one is risk assessment template. A risk assessment template is a tool to identify and control risks in the workplace. So you can use this for your risk assessment for your organization. So this is some of the references that we got all the information. That's all from Group C. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.